welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura, and today I'm recording hashtag Friday Reads, and this is what I'm reading currently and what I will be reading on the weekend. Now this weekend there are lots of readathons coming up. The first one starts on the 8th, which is today, Friday. It's hashtag TBR Takedown 3.5. It starts, it's hosted by Shannon by Leaning Lights. It takes place from April 8th to April 10th. And then there is another readathon that starts on April 10th and it ends on April 17th. It's called hashtag Genrethon. I'm planning to incorporate what I'm reading into these readathons. So I'm hoping to read as much as I can and get through some of these books. So hashtag TBR Takedown. There are challenges. There are 4 challenges. I am not doing a TBR. I'm just going to see what I'm reading and trying to fit it in. And the 4 challenges is, number 1 is to read a standalone. Number 2 is to read the most recent haul. Number 3 is to read a book that's been on your shelf the longest. And number 4 is to catch up on a series. So I have some books here that will go into these categories. Then for hashtag Genrethon. Sorry, I can't say the name. Hashtag Genrethon. I'm going to try to say it again. The trick is to read 3 books and to read 3 different genres. So I did pick up from some books out of that to add to my TBR. So let's share what I'm currently reading. Okay, what I am currently reading for the book club, I'm reading this one, Big Little Lies by Leanne Mority. I started reading it. I am so behind. I started reading it. I'm still reading Monday's portion, and today is Friday. Yeah. I'm having a little difficulty because I'm picking this up. This is my book that I read before I go to sleep, and I'm so tired that I'm falling asleep while I'm reading it. But I hope to read more of this because she is my favorite author, so I'm trying to get through it. I am on page 45 right now, so yeah. There's lots of characters. I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and as I said, I'm really tired at night, and I've been going to sleep. So yeah, so then I'm reading this with Read with Friends, and there are threads up there that you could comment as you get up to each starting point. So I haven't even got to the first starting point yet. So yeah, the stop point, I mean. So that's what I'm trying to read. So we'll see. So that's the first book. The second book on my audiobook. Now, my audiobook I am listening to, I am definitely going to be finishing this one because I'm reading it really, really fast. So on my audiobook, I am listening to Half Bad by Sally Green, and this pacing of this book is amazing. It's about a black witch and a white witch, and it's very graphic and very brutal. I was surprised, but the pacing's very, very fast, and I am listening to it in the car, and I can't stop listening. And I am up to part 4 of the book, which is page 229. So I am like more than halfway done, and this is my audiobook. This is what I'm listening to while I go to work, coming back home from work, and I'm also cleaning and folding laundry, and I'm really, really enjoying this one. So this one, at this point, it's like a 4.5. Some parts, it does, my attention span leaves, and then I come back, but I really am enjoying it. So 4.5 stars so far. I'm hoping that it continues to be interesting and keeping my attention. So that's this one. So the next book that, so now Big Little Lies is giving me a difficulty. So I picked up this one from the bookstore, and no, from the library, I'm sorry. I picked this up from the library, and I'm really intrigued with this one, and I read it in the car waiting for the kids to be picked up, and I'm reading Weird Things Customers Say in Bookstores by Jen Campbell. She has a YouTube channel, and I didn't know she wrote books because I watch her, and my library had this book, so I took it out, and I sat in the car, and I read a lot. I read all the way up to page 100 in one sitting. So, yeah, I read half the book already. It's pretty interesting and funny, and, yeah, so I want to continue reading this one, and, yeah, they're really, really short. It's a little short, and there's lots of pictures in it, so I'm reading it kind of quickly, and I'm enjoying it. Some things are really fun. I'm even sharing some things with my kids because they talk about Harry Potter and Anne Frank, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. So that's my other book. This is the fun book, happy book. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm enjoying this one. So that's that one. Okay, so what else am I? Okay. Oh, on my Kindle, yes, this is supposed to be Read My Kindle month. So on my Kindle, I am reading the free book that I got from Amazon, First Reads. I am reading Deliver Her, and I'll put the picture up here. And I am 27% into the book, and it's pretty interesting, a little sad, but that's what I'm reading on my Kindle, so I'm picking this up from time to time. Yeah, I'm trying to read that because it's a free book, so that classifies as a free book on my Kindle. So, yeah, so that's that. And I started a new book club. I found another booktuber, and I just picked this up from the library, and he is doing read classics. So I'm very bad at reading classics, but he has a schedule, and I joined his Goodreads group. It's called #Readers Inc., and I am reading Sanctuary by William Faulkner, and it looks like this. Now, this is a classic book. You know how I had a hard time reading classics, but since I'm reading it with a book club, it might be easier for me to discuss it. So he has a schedule up there, and the schedule is from April 1st to April 10th. He wants you to read chapters 1 through 9, which is pretty cool. I already read chapter 1, and I already looked it up because I have no idea what this book was about. So I looked it up on Goodreads, and it says that it is about true evil, mythology, hard-boiled detective fiction. Somebody gets kidnapped in Mississippi, and it looks really interesting, and I only read chapter 1, so I'm hoping to follow his schedule. So he has it broken down to 1, 2, 3, 4 for the whole month to read each chapter. So on April 10th, I should finish chapter 9. Then on April 17th, I should finish chapter 9 through 19. On April 24th, I should read 19 to 25. On April 30th, I should read 25 to 31, and I'll be finished with the book. So, yeah, and there's discussions, and I think he's having chats and all that. So if you'd like to join me, it's called #Readers Inc. So, yeah, so that's my little note here. This is the book they're reading, and I wanted to join. I didn't want to do a March one. I figured I'd try to join in. I just got this today from the library. So, yeah, so I'm going to read that along. We'll see if I get through that, because classics are very hard to read. Now, for my Genrethon, I picked out 3 different books, and these I'm hoping to read next week. I'm reading Chew, which is volume number 5 I'm up to, because I read 4 already, so I'm up to 5. And this is a graphic novel, and it's about Chew, Mr. Chew. He is a person who eats things, and he could see where they came from. So I'm up to book number 5, and I want to read this. So this is my graphic novel. So that's the one thing. And then I got a nonfiction book I'm going to read, and it's really short. But the fonts are very tiny, so I need my glasses to read this one. It's Nights by Ellie Weasel. I've been wanting to read this for a long time, and this is about the Holocaust. So this will be my nonfiction pick, and it's short. I'm hoping to read this in a week. So that's my second book. And my third book, I'm hoping, I'm not quite sure I'm going to be picking this one, but I did have it on my TBR, and I hope to read High Stakes, which is the second book of Meg Cabot. And I have my thing in here, and it's also on my Goodreads group, so I'm hoping to read this part, and I only have like half the book, so I figured I could read that. That's a short story, and I could get through it. This is the Mediator series, book 2. We already read book 1, so I'm hoping to read book 2, and that classifies continuing a series, which is good. And it's also YA. So that's the second book that I chose. And I'm also reading Gone by Michael Grant. I did put this aside because I'm trying to read Big Little Lies, so I put this aside, but I am really enjoying this one. I got up to page 85, and I hope to continue more of this one. And this one reminds me of the story by Stephen King, where it's called Under the Dome, and they get trapped, and somehow all the adults disappear, and it's very sci-fi, sci-fi, I guess you would call it, dystopian. And there is some other things going on in this book that I didn't even realize, and it's very fast-paced, so I'm hoping to pick up this and continue reading this, and it's also on my Goodreads groups. Sorry, it's very, I've been in a reading slump, so, but Half Bad is like keeping me out of it, and I'm hoping to read all these books. So this is what I'm reading. Lots of books for the next week. So with all those readathons, so yeah, I might pick up Big Little Lies in audio. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I'm having a little difficulty in getting into it, so I might pick that up my audio. I have 4 credits that I can use, so that might be my audio. I don't know yet. So anyway, thank you for watching. Lots of books, and I'm trying to get out of the reading slump, and I'm hoping those 2 readathons that are coming up will bring me out of that reading slump.